Hey everybody, welcome back to Surprise Radio. I'm your host, Surprise, and today I have the legendary Casandra Carson with me today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, of course.
So I was doing research for this interview and came across an interview you did just 2 weeks ago, and this guy did a fabulous job, an absolutely fabulous job. He asked so many questions that you didn't even know where he got them from. Because of that, I'm going to link that interview in the description below because it's really good and you should check it out. But I decided that I was going to try things from a different perspective because of that. Um, Real quick backstory on what I do here. I've been doing this for about 3 years. I scour the globe looking for independent bands to feature on my show. I hadn't heard of you until your music was sent to me in January. So if I haven't heard of you, that means that there's other people out there that haven't heard of you. So let's do this interview for somebody that hasn't heard of you yet, but definitely should.
Okay.
So would you mind introducing yourself?
So I'm Cassandra Carson, and I sing and play guitar for Paralandra, the Life Project, and lots of other stuff.
And both bands have been around. Well, I know that Paralandra, you're with your dad and you've been playing with him for many years, but the actual band Paralandra and the Life Project kind of got their start around the same time, didn't they?
No, Paralandra started in 2013, and the Life Project started in 2020. So
Oh,
7 year
okay.
difference. Yeah.
I thought that I saw stuff from 2018 there. I must have been getting them confused. My apologies. So I know that you've probably heard ad nauseum the comparisons to Lizzie Hale because of the strength in your voice. What are some of your influences and heroes?
I love Miles Kennedy. He's always been a huge influence of mine. As of recently, Dino Jalusic just has blown my mind with his vocal abilities. And then I guess while I was a kid, I watched American Idol when it first started. So I really loved Kelly Clarkson for a while. But those are like my main vocal influences.
And speaking of Paralandra, I know that you are ramping up for album release next month, correct?
Yeah, April 4th.
April 4th. So that's actually less than a month. That's just a couple of weeks away, everybody. So y'all get ready. You've released 3 singles, or is Love of My Life going to be on the new album?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. 3 singles so far. Love of My Life is on there, as well as Dirty Love and Look at Me Now.
And Look at Me Now just came out about a week ago, and that was a phenomenal song. I do think that you guys
Thank you.
are getting better with every song that I'm hearing. So that's good to see happen with a band, and I'm really excited to see what the rest of the album has for us.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we're always trying to progress and do better, and that's the goal.
So I know that your boyfriend is the bass player in the Life Project. Your dad plays guitar with you in Paralandra. You play, like you said, in 2 bands and plus more. So what's it like for you to actually get some free time? What do you like to do during that?
Well, I like to play volleyball. So whenever I'm in town, I like to play on a local indoor women's league, just to stay active. But I I don't really get a lot of free time. Like most of my time and my free time is spent working on Paralandra or working on one of my other projects and writing music. And there's really no end to the amount of things that I could be doing. And the voice in the back of my head really makes me feel guilty whenever I'm just kind of lounging about.
So I want to talk a little bit more about Paralandra. You guys are about to release an album, like we talked about. You're going to start touring in support of that album in April, correct?
Yes.
So tell me about the album. Tell me about the tour. Tell me what Paralandra has going on.
So there's a lot to unpack in all of those questions. so, um, I'll tell you about the album first. So The Body Electric is our second full-length album that we're getting ready to release. And the album features songs from all over Paralandra's lifespan. So there are some songs in there that are close to 10 years old. There's some songs that are 5 years old, and there's some songs that we wrote literally right before we went into the studio. So when we called it the Body Electric, I felt like it was really fitting because it's just a collection of life experiences over the span of this band. And really all of our songs, they come from a very personal experience or a point of view perspective, you know? So, and The Body Electric is a poem by Walt Whitman that some people may know, but it just talks about like the miracle of humanity and how, you know, all of us are the same underneath our skin. We're all made of electricity. And when we're connected, it's much deeper than just, you know, physical touch. Like we're connected in a spiritual level and in an electrical level, I guess you could say. But you know, I just felt like that really encapsulated, you know, Paralandra and our ideals. And we always try to be very uplifting and very inclusive to everyone, and always trying to spread the message of positivity and that you are loved, you know. So in reading this poem and, you know, with this collection of songs that the album is, I just couldn't think of, you know, a more perfect title for it. You know, it's just a big collection of humanity, you know. So anyways, that's a little bit about the album, but we do plan on touring all year, and it does start in April, and we've got tons of big shows coming up. We'll be at Bratfest in Wisconsin for the first time this May. We'll be playing with Lita Ford and Warrant in Las Vegas in June. Lita Ford and Vixen in Oregon, and then we'll be playing with Seven Dust. We've got a lot of great shows on the books, and you know, we just continue to book every single day. So there's more and more being added as we speak.
So,
I hope that
in
answered all your questions.
I think so. I think it did actually. Very good. In talking about that tour, I know that we had, I say we, me and Paralandra, it might not have been you. We had briefly interacted on Facebook about getting shows in Dallas and how you've been reaching out to Dallas. And this part of the interview is literally just to look at Dallas and say, y'all, let's do this. Let's get them
Let's
down here.
do it.
Let's do
I
this.
know we've been trying to get booked in Texas for a long time, and really the only success we've had is if we are, you know, playing with Yngwie Malmsteen or with Tantric or, you know, touring with somebody else. But clearly we have a lot of fans in, you know, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, the Fort Worth area, you know, all those great places because we've played them many a time. But you know, we're working on that this year. We still plan on hitting it up just full force as we always do. And hopefully we get some bites because I know there's a lot of people down there that have been begging us to come play for them, and we want to.
Yes, yes, we do. And really quickly, I did want to, I know that we're talking more about Paralandra right now, but I wanted to talk about the Life project for just a moment. Y'all did an entire album of covers. I thought that that was a really cool homage to the Big Four, which is what it's called. Um, are you interested in doing very many covers for Paralandra, or is that just more an original type set?
So with Paralandra, we have actually released a covers cassette in the past where we did 8 cover songs, and it's something that we enjoy doing just for fun. When we were first getting started, we played a lot of those 4 hours, you know, where we would like play basically 9 to 1, and we were allowed to, you know, put in maybe 2 original songs per set because like that's the most the bar was going to want.
Yeah, everybody
So
starts like that.
covers have very much been part of our lives. And, yeah, part of this band. So there's a lot of songs that we do, you know, our own versions of, and we'll pull those out live every once in a while, just if we're feeling like it. We don't like to focus as much on recording those because when we record, we go all out and we dump as much money as we possibly can. We save up for years in advance, and like it's a very special moment to record that kind of stuff. You know, forever, for eternity. You know, this is how it's going to sound. So, you know, that kind of care we like to put into our original material. But for the covers, like considering the cassette, that was a live one take cassette.
Mhm.
So we got into a room together with a sound engineer and we did each song like maybe 3 or 4 times. and took the best take of each one, and then had our audio engineer just kind of mix things a little bit, dial in levels or whatever. But that's another, strength of ours that we're really proud of, is we're great live musicians, and that's where we thrive. So, when we do our covers, that's kind of more the way that we enjoy doing it.
What's a dream cover that you could do if you could just do any song, just pick it out of a hat, your favorite song to cover?
Oh my gosh. That is a good question. Dude, I don't know. I've covered literally like hundreds of
I hear you.
songs.
I hear you.
Like, I'm trying to think of a song that I haven't covered that I would like to, and I literally don't know. But I will say, like, if I was to like do a duet with somebody, like, or cover a song or whatever, like Watch Over You by Alter Bridge, I'd love to sing that with Miles Kennedy or something, or to do something with Dino Jalusic. I love his voice, would love to collaborate with him on a song or something. So I don't know.
That's cool. So, speaking of tours, do you have a favorite venue that you've played at so far?
Man, a lot of the House of Blues venues have been really cool. Like the House of Blues Anaheim, I think was one of my favorites. And then also the Tobin Arts Center in San Antonio was like just gorgeous. So I really love the theater type venues.
That's cool. Do you have a favorite song to sing or play?
Um, It changes every night.
Yeah,
Like, it just depends on my mood. Like, I really enjoy singing songs that showcase my vocal ability. So, I guess like For the Record is always a fun one because people know the words. So I always look forward to doing that one. Or I guess Look at Me Now. That's one of the new singles, and that's just a really high energy, fun song to perform. So yeah, there's a couple.
that's cool. So, do you have any sponsors that you want to shout out? I'd like to give everybody a chance to shout out their sponsors.
Sure. I love Get 'em guitar straps. They have been pretty much day one.
I don't know if I got that answer. You cut out as soon as you
Oh,
said
okay.
guitar
Sorry.
straps.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit there too. I was just saying Get 'em guitar straps are awesome, and they have been supporting us basically from day one. So yeah, they always deserve a shout out.
Or maybe it was me that cut out. I've never seen it from my perspective, so it might have been me.
Either way, my reception's not the best either.
So, do we have any more singles that are coming out with the album, or is it just going to be that's the next thing that drops?
The next thing that drops is the full album, but we will be like pushing certain songs after the fact as well.
So, I just wanted to really honestly conclude with giving you a chance to kind of talk to your fans. I know that you more or less did that a little while ago. So it take too much time, but if there was anything else you kind of wanted to say to your fans, like I said, just kind of give them why they should be tuning into Paralandra and what it is that just really geeks you out about, or for that matter, any of your projects.
Sure. Well, I guess what I would say to everybody is if you're looking for a band that is fun and high energy and just loves to rock, Paralandra is your band. And I would highly recommend going on YouTube and checking out our music videos because we like to get ridiculous. We get silly and goofy and funny with our music videos, and sometimes we'll get serious and like try to pretend we're rock stars, but we like to entertain and we like to have fun, and that's why we're in this band, is to have a great time. So if you're in for good times, you're definitely in with Paralandra. And if I could tell you about one other thing that not a lot of people know about, it is that I have an album coming out with George Lynch later this year that I just finished recording about a month ago, and we don't know much more about it than that. Or I guess there's not been much press about it other than that, but it's coming. So lots of new music this year. Obviously, we'll be all over the road. We're going to be traveling, but come see us and say hi.
I agree. You should definitely should check them out live, come see them and say hi, get to know them, and really honestly just dig into their discography. I've been doing that for a little while. Like I said, I haven't known about them for very long. I wanted my listeners to get a chance to get to know you guys a little bit better. Because every song that I've listened to, I went, shit, that one's even better. Shit, that one's even better. So I was very pleasantly surprised every time I pushed play on any of your songs, and you've got a hell of a voice. So I'm real
Thank
excited
you.
to see where you go, and when you explode, know that I was there for a step of the way.
Well, I truly appreciate the support and thank you for spreading the word of Paralandra. Like you said, not everybody has heard of us. So just because you've put in a decade of work doesn't mean you've hit everybody, hit every market. So we're still doing it.
Exactly.
We're still working. So thank you.
And that's the whole point of what I do is I'm trying to get the word out because there's too much good music out there for it to be the same seven bands that you hear all the time. And y'all make incredible music. So I want people to know about you. Cassandra, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.